So I decided to talk about concerts, that have been transferred, put on a home, physical media. So the first one up on the list, we've got Scorpions, Moment of Glory. I talked about this in my monthly update because I just picked this up, but I did own it before and I freaking lost it and I had to buy it again. It's one of those I've always loved. This is actually they perform in Berlin. They play with the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra. Great job. I love this. Now, I did look up something I'm going to do as I'm doing this video here, let you know how you can get this, because a majority of my concerts are on DVD, and they most of my collection has not been released on Blu-ray. There's something about concerts that the studios are leaving money on the table, because in today's day, the technologies with Blu-ray and 4K, these things would be mind-boggling on a newer format, especially with audio. When it comes to concerts, you want to be blown away. But this one is available on Blu-ray. I need to, even though I just bought it on DVD, money-wise, I wanted to get cheap and I want to get something cheaper. I'll probably pick up the Blu-ray eventually, because the DVDs, video-wise, it's not the greatest. Audio is pretty damn good. So if you like Scorpions, definitely check this out. Next up, we've got Fleetwood Mac The Dance. Definitely one of my all-time favorite concerts. This is another one I lost. I had to buy again. And this is, you can see this, it's Warner Brothers, one of their old, the lovely Snapper case. I hated these freaking things, and I think most people did too. I was glad they abolished them and went with keep cases. There's another one that is not available in any other format. If you want this, the DVD is the only way to get this. Next up, we have Bond Live. You probably may not know about this band. I honestly don't remember how I come across them. It's a female quartet that play, the violins, cellos. I'm not big on the orchestra as far as the instruments, and I don't have the background to know what instrument is what. I just know a couple of, I know a few of them. The quartet here, they play electric versions of those instruments. And they've got, I know I got 2 of their CDs. I think they might have a 3rd out, I believe. Because I think one of the females, she had left the band after they did a couple, because she wanted to have a kid. So they replaced her with someone else. This is like one of their first shows they'd ever done. This is actually played at, I want to say, the Albert Hall in London. And if you want something different, check them out. I mean, their music is just the music. There was no really lyrics with their songs. And the concert here, they actually have a backup band, drummer, guitars and stuff. If you want something different, I would recommend checking them out. This is a really good show. And I honestly see myself watching this every once in a while. I really like this, because I do like that kind of a different sound instead of just a regular classic rock or metal or whatever. Again, just got a different sound to it. I would recommend checking them out. Again, another one, it's only DVD. There's no other formats available. So if you do want it, DVD is the way to go. Next up is yet another one I lost. I had to go back on and got on eBay and found a used copy for a decent price. Then, of course, as it was being shipped, I was looking through some boxes of other DVDs looking for something, and I come across my original copy. I didn't tell my wife that. I don't want to let her know I just wasted some money on having an extra copy, but we're talking about Metallica S&M. I'm a casual Metallica fan. I'm not a diehard, love all the music, but I can sit down and listen to it. I do like it. But I love this because this is where they performed with an orchestra. And at the time, it was like unheard of. It was like, a metal band playing with an orchestra? What the fuck are you thinking about? But they brought in the composer, Michael Kamen. He's done great movie scores. I forget when he passed, but man, I One of them that pops off the top of my head, he did the score for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He does a great job. So yeah, he composed all the music for this, and they play the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra here. Phenomenal. They play in a smaller venue, and it's not a big arena. But if you're a Metallica fan, if you like kind of orchestra music as well, this is a perfect blend of the two. They did a great job with this. And again, there's another one of those that is only on DVD. You cannot get this on Blu-ray. But for the DVD, the video, yeah, kind of crappy. But the audio, very well done. And it's actually a double disc. It actually has some bonus features on. I think it's concert split both discs, but you also have the bonus feature. You got 2 additional versions of No Leaf Clover. We got a slice and dice video version and a Maestro edit. So that's pretty cool to throw a little bit extra with it. Now, next up, we have Metallica's S&M 2. 20 years after the original, they decided to do it again. But unfortunately, because of Michael Kamen's passing, they had to do get someone else. And honestly, I didn't jot his name down, who they got, but he does a pretty good job with it. And of course, bigger. It's a bigger spectacle, bigger arena, and being Blu-ray, visually, the production is incredible. Looks and sounds phenomenal. And plus, being 20 years later, there's a lot of new material they did. So great job all the way around. So if you're a Metallica fan, you definitely have to have these S&M discs. Again, this is a DVD and a Blu-ray. I haven't seen no 4K release of it, but this is great. I would say, definitely get this if you can. Next up, we got Black Label Society and, can't remember the name of it, Booze, Bruised, and Broken Boned. Of course, you got to remember, it's a band formed by Zakk Wylde, who used to be with Ozzy Osbourne's band. And definitely a heavy metal. I like some of their stuff, but a lot of it's just not my cup of tea. If you're a fan of this is a really good show. Visuals are kind of, decent, not the greatest, and great audio track. Actually has Dolby Digital and DTS, which when it comes to DVD, if you have a choice, pick the DTS every single time, because the DVD format, the Dolby Digital, usually sucked. It just fell in comparison. It could not hold a candle to DTS. Next up, we got Pink Floyd, Pulse. This is another one. I've never been a big fan of their Pink Floyd. I can take it in small doses because their material is always so melodramatic. And this is one of those. I got this. Luckily, I didn't pay for it. My brother was a big fan of theirs. So after he passed, I got his collection. And I thought I'd give this a whirl. And man, I didn't watch too much of it because it was just like, put a freaking gun barrel in my mouth. End it right now. I couldn't do it. I'm not enough of a fan of Pink Floyd. The stage show is freaking phenomenal, but I just couldn't get through it. But yeah, if you're a fan of them, definitely check this out. It looked and sounded pretty good. Now, next one up, this might surprise you because, I grew up, I'm a classic rock kind of guy. I grew up with Kiss, AC/DC, Blue Oyster Cult, Boston. I love that rock. This one, you're like, what the hell are you thinking? You're watching this? Tina Turner, live in Amsterdam. I don't even know if I own any of her CDs, but I love this concert. From beginning to end, every song, phenomenal, great track listing, great stage show to boot. So be open-minded if you're, even if you're not a Tina Turner fan, check this out. You might be surprised. Again, I love this show, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I've watched this many times. It's one of those, concerts I put in, and I freaking jammed through the whole thing. It's like, it gave me goosebumps. And there's this one spot in the concert where then they kind of slow it down and they kind of come out and sit on chairs in the front of the stage and kind of have more of an intimate setting. So yeah, check this out. You're going to be surprised. Next up, we've got Rolling Stones Live at the Max. This was filmed exclusively for IMAX, and I could have seen this back in the day because at the time, I want to say 1990, 91, somewhere in that time frame. Cedar Point Amusement Park had an IMAX theater, and this was actually planned one summer, but it was not included with the price of admission. You had to pay extra to see this. And I was a type of person that's like, I've already paid all this money to get into the amusement park, and now you want me to pay an extra $7, $8 to see a show that's going to take an hour and a half out of my time of the amusement park. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. So when it came out on DVD, I picked it up, and it's pretty good. I mean, I did watch all the way through on. I like Rolling Stones. They put on a great show. So this is pretty good. This is one, since it was filmed for IMAX, it still didn't look the greatest. I would like to see it on a different format to see if it's any better. I forgot to look to see if this is actually on Blu-ray. I'm not sure if it is. But, again, it's Rolling Stones. If you're a fan of theirs, it's a great set list. I would recommend getting this. It's really good. Next up, we've got Motley Crue. Lewd, Crude, and Tattooed. This was their tour promoting the album New Tattoo. I haven't watched this in quite some time, and I forgot that Tommy Lee is not in this show. He was replaced by a female drummer, and honestly, I can't remember if he performed at all on that disc or if it was the whole. I don't know. I'm not sure why he didn't play. It is a decent concert. It's not the greatest. Audio-wise, I thought production-wise, it wasn't the greatest because there was a few times I heard some feedback. I'm like, what the hell? I thought their production value would have been a little bit better. But overall, a decent show. Again, there's another one that's only available in DVD, no Blu-ray. But it does have some bonus features. We have Making of New Tattoo, behind the scenes of Maximum Rock Tour. Then we have Nobody Knows What It's Like to Be Lonely audio, Hell on High Heels video, and we have a couple of screensavers, an HTML page. So yeah, it's got some bonus features to look at. So if you're a Crue fan, I would recommend getting this. It's pretty, it's decent. Now, next up is another Motley Crue. We're talking The End, live in Los Angeles. This is actually on 4K. It actually has a Blu-ray as well, but I was ecstatic to think, oh man, we got a rock concert on 4K. I had to get this. I'd seen footage of the roller coaster drum set. I'd always wanted to get this concert. But the bad thing is, I hate the packaging. Cardboard slip. You got to pull the disc out. You got to worry about scratching it. I will be doing a custom cover for this and put it in a regular case. But as far as the concert, it is a great show. The only drawback I would say is Vince Neil. He is so far out of shape in this. I hate to throw him under the bus, but man, as soon as they showed him, his face is pudgy. He's got this beer gut, and he struggles with the lyrics at times. I'm like, dude, why couldn't you have gotten shape for this? Man, you make this big deal about being a farewell tour where you're never going to see this Motley Crue lineup again, and you couldn't even get yourself in shape for it. I'm like, damn. But other than that, it is a great show. That roller coaster drum set, Tommy Lee, he always pushed the envelope on what he could do while playing drums. I remember, back in the day, I think one of the early crazy things he did, His drum set tilted up like a 90-degree angle when he was playing. Then he took it up a notch by having it come out and rotate 360 degrees. That was freaking crazy. And also I was like, how do you top that? They built this massive section, a big track that comes out from the stage, goes out over the, has like a little valley, goes out over the crowd in the arena. And the entire time his the drum set will rotate as it goes along. But of course, during the show, near the end of the drum solo, the roller coaster breaks. Last show of the freaking tour, making a big deal about it, and it breaks. I mean, that had to be embarrassing. And you can see right away, he's upside down, it stops, and you see these guys, the technicians climbing the scaffolding, getting up to him and getting it right up, getting it back upright, and then getting him out. That was pretty funny. And then in the meantime, afterwards, instead of killing time, so while they're getting him out and down, getting the drum set back in place, they got Mick Mars, out doing a guitar solo and playing along for a while. So if you're a Motley Crue fan, this is a definite must to have in your collection. Get the 4K. I actually did a review of this you could check out. This was freaking phenomenal. Next up, we got one. I look at it, I don't know what in a F was I thinking when I got this. Christina Aguilera, stripped live in the UK. What the fuck? It must have been because at the time, because she was hot, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get this. Has some hot dancers, but I was never really a fan of her music. I might have one of her CDs. But concert-wise, I watched a couple of tracks. I'm like, I popped it out. This was pure torture for me. But if you're a fan, check it out. It's a massive stage show, so you might like it. I didn't. I'll probably be getting rid of this. I just don't see a reason of keeping this, taking up shelf space if I'm never going to watch this again. Next up, we got Doro. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of this show because it's German. Because, she's German. I believe she was a lead singer. I want to say there was a heavy metal group called, I want to say Warlock. And then she went on her own, and this is one of those. And if you're a fan of her, that type of metal and her voice, definitely check this out. I may have liked this back in the day, but over time my tastes have changed, and now I'm not like, it was okay. I watched about 20 minutes of it, and I was like, I couldn't do it anymore. It's not my cup of tea anymore. So, but if you're a fan of her music, if you're a fan of heavy metal, and if you like the female vocalist, definitely check this out. This is pretty good. Now, of course, you can see here, this is not the original packaging. It came in a digipack. I freaking hate digipacks. I put this in a standard keep case and just stuck the booklet inside the front here. Now, I probably should put it back in a digipack because it's going for a lot of money. It's very rare. But anyways, if you're a fan, pick it up. Not mine. Next up, we've got Kiss Unplugged. Back in the day, MTV was doing these Unplugged series where they were doing acoustic sets. Eric Clapton was one, which I wanted to watch, and I forgot to pick up another copy of it because it's another one I lost. I don't know what happened to it. I loved it. But Kiss is, is one of those bands I grew up with. I love this concert. I've watched this many, many, many times, and it never gets old. And has the newer lineup, with Gene, Paul, Eric Singer, and Bruce Kulick, and then they bring back Peter Criss and Ace Frehley for a little reunion at the end. So if you're a fan of Kiss, if you like the kind of acoustic sound, I highly recommend getting this. It's another one that's only on DVD, no Blu-ray. I wish it would because, audio-wise, it's just I mean, it's good, but it's, stereo mode. It's not surround, but it does sound good for even being stereo. But I would love to see this get an upgrade on a Blu-ray with a surround mix. Something that Paul says in the beginning, at the beginning of the concert, before they get into the concert, they talk all about the beginnings of, they talk about the Kiss conventions that were going on. They started doing their own, and then how they got together to do the acoustic rehearsals. So they show all that behind the scenes footage, and it's really cool. And there's one spot in here, Paul Stanley says, if the song doesn't sound good on acoustic guitar, it's just another crappy song. Again, every song on this thing sounds phenomenal in acoustic. You would be amazed. So if you're a Kiss fan, get this thing. Next up, we've got another Kiss concert. Luckily, I'm only doing 2 here. Yesterday, as I was wrapping up the month, I still had 3 more Kiss concerts I had. I was like, well, I think it would just be overkill. So I just stuck it with the 2 here. But this is Kiss Symphony. This is if you like orchestra music, this is another one of those where they blend rock music with orchestra. And this is a 2-disc set. And if you're just interested in just the orchestra part of it, you pop in the first disc. It's actually because they break it up into 3 acts. And so the first disc, you start off with a story. They show all the behind the scenes footage, all the interviews, the rehearsals, how they got about to doing the show. Then they jump into Act 3 where they show the band playing with the full orchestra. But if you want to see the entire concert by itself, you put in disc 2. It has Act 1, which has just Kiss, no orchestra, just a standard little Kiss show. Then they take a little break and they come out with Act 2, where they do they actually perform with a little the Melbourne Symphony Ensemble. It's just a little smaller group up front, and they play with them. They do a few songs. And then they take another break and they come back with Act 3, which is the full-blown Kiss concert with the entire freaking orchestra. And one of the cool things with this concert is everybody is in full Kiss makeup. The conductor, composer, I think he was a Gene. He had Gene makeup. Everyone in the orchestra, full makeup. You just see everybody. You didn't see one person without makeup. One really cool spot they did is they brought out the little children's choir. And again, every child was in full-blown Kiss makeup. And they performed on stage with Kiss for the one song. That was pretty damn cool. So this is one of those concerts. I wish they would upgrade this. It looked decent as being a newer show. The sound was freaking phenomenal, but I would love to see this get a Blu-ray or even 4K release. That's how much I would buy it again, because for any Kiss fan, this is a must-have in their collection. Next up, we've got Queen, We Will Rock You. This is on DVD. Now, they do have a Blu-ray and even a 4K of this, but they changed the name. It's actually called Queen Rocks Montreal plus a Live Aid show. So I'm looking up the details. It is the same concert. So I will be buying this on a 4K to get an upgrade. But I love Queen. This is a great concert. Video, not so great, but the audio track, it has DTS, freaking phenomenal. So I cannot wait to grab the 4K of this. But the price-wise, it was going down, and I was just about to order it last month, but finances were getting tight, and I was like, well, I can live without it. And then the price jumped back up, so I'm waiting for that price to go back down again before getting it. But yeah, if you like Queen, I highly recommend getting this. Again, get the Blu-ray or 4K. It's called Queen Rocks Montreal. It's the same thing as this. Next up, we've got Black Sabbath, The Last Supper. They actually did a reunion tour. Ozzy got Ozzy got together with the original members. They did a Monster Rock, festival, and they're like, "Oh, this is pretty good." So they actually did a whole reunion tour out of it. Pretty decent show. I'm not the biggest Black Sabbath fan. I can take it in small doses. So I didn't watch the entire thing here. I just watched a couple of tracks to, get a feel for it. And I was like, nah, it's kind of torture. I just can't do it. I'm not a big heavy metal fan. Just not a lot into it. But if you like Black Sabbath, check this out. It's pretty good. Again, it's another one. It's only on DVD, no Blu-ray. Now, next up is one that, I just mentioned. I've never been a big fan of heavy metal. This is a metal band I have enjoyed, and I still enjoy them. Manowar. There is something about their music I really, really like. This is called Fire and Blood. It's a 2-disc set. The first disc, I didn't really care for. I didn't watch the whole thing. It's like a documentary, and also they take the tracks are from different concerts throughout the entire European tour from, I want to say 1998, I think. So I just want to see the concert from beginning to end, and this was just like pieced together from different shows with some other stuff. So I didn't watch the whole thing, but disc 2 is actually the concert was called Blood in Brazil. It's part of the Monsters of Rock festival they did in Sao Paulo, and phenomenal. I did watch the entire concert from beginning to end. I freaking love it. During some of the interviews and bonus features, they talk about during the rehearsals. They blew like 16 speakers and 2 amplifiers just during rehearsals. Like, fuck. They've always been known for, when it comes to loud concerts, they set the bar. They were known for just blowing your freaking eardrums during the concerts. So if you like metal, I highly recommend getting this. I love it. Again, one of the few metal bands I think I can vaguely remember my first exposure to them was there was a album they had called Fighting the World, and I'd never heard of them before, but a friend of mine were going somewhere and he had playing a tape in his van. Like, oh, this fucking kicks ass. And I think the first 2 tracks were called Fighting the World. Then there was another one called Blow Your Speakers. I'm like, I love this. I have to get this. And I started digging up some of their other music. I was like, I like these guys. They are pretty cool. And 30 years later, I was like, am I still gonna like them? And I put this in. I was like, I like it. I watched the entire concert. So yeah, give this a whirl. Check it out. This is only on DVD. I don't think they have anything on Blu-ray, so this is it. I wish they would redo it because I think the audio would highly benefit from a new track. Next up, we've got Mercy Me Live. This is a Christian band. I've really got into listening to Christian music the last few years. I'm still a classic rock lover at heart, but I do love some good Christian music, and this is probably my favorite Christian artist. My wife and I have seen them in concert a couple times. So when it came to doing concerts, I thought, what, do they have anything available? I looked up, and this is the only concert they have available, and it's from 2005. So this is 20 years old. So I had to get it. Great concert. The only bad thing about this, I do not like the format of this disc here. And it's actually a 2-disc set. You've got the concert on 1 disc and some bonus features on the other. But the first disc, the concert isn't all just concert beginning and end. They edit in interviews and behind the scenes footage in between some of the songs. And I hate that. It just kind of, it ruins the flow of the show. I mean, you're sitting there listening to it and you're kind of getting into it, and all of a sudden they go into interviews and stuff. It's like, I don't like that. It ruins it for me. Put all that stuff on the bonus features. Don't ruin a concert by putting that in between. Just show me the concert from beginning to end. That's it. That's all I want. So as much as I love Mercy Me, they are really lacking. They need a new concert put on, disc, and it'd be great to see a new Blu-ray of them. I would definitely buy it because I love their music and they really need to do it. Next up, we've got AC/DC No Bull. This concert was done down, I actually don't remember where this was done. Oh, it was actually in Madrid. This was performed. Good set list. My issue with it was it did have a 5.1 track, but it felt botched. I mean, one of the issues I have with like older classic movies being remixed is sometimes it has like a hollow sound to it. And Brian Johnson's singing had that sound to it. I didn't really like it. So I listened to it in the stereo mode and I thought it was better. It still wasn't perfect, but it was better than a 5.1 mix. So yeah, not a very pleasing concert for me. But if you're an AC/DC fan, if you want, their stuff, it's a good show. Now, with that being said, the next one up is a better one of AC/DC. Live at Donington. I had this on Laserdisc. Then I think I got it on HD DVD. And then finally, got it again on the Blu-ray here. But yeah, definitely it's this big, massive stage show. Audio is phenomenal. Videos, not bad for as old as it is. I want to try to see when this came out. This was recorded in 1991. So yeah, this thing has some age to it. But yeah, if you're an AC/DC fan, this is a must for your collection. This is a great show. Next up, we've got Hans Zimmer live in Prague. I actually did a review of this when I first got it because I loved it so much, and being Blu-ray, I had to talk about it because I love movie scores, and I did a whole video called Movie Maestros you can check out, talking about my favorite composers, favorite scores, which actually did top 10s of both. So you definitely check out that video because Hans Zimmer is my favorite composer. Most people's is John Williams, and as much as I love John Williams, he is a great composer. I love him. I just think I chose I think John Williams was number 3 on my list, but I chose him over because I just think his scores have more punch to them. I like the intensity. So this concert is phenomenal. He actually plays some instruments and he gets out there and rocks out with the rest of the band and orchestra. And this was filmed in, I think, 2016. So if you're into movies, if you like movie scores, definitely check this out. This is a great show from beginning to end. You will love this one. Also, this is available in 4K. It had the Blu-ray out, and then after I got it, I seen it was announced that they were putting out a 4K. But this Blu-ray, it's a fairly new Blu-ray, it does have Dolby Atmos, and the visuals is good, so I probably will not pick up the 4K. I will stick with the Blu-ray because this is freaking phenomenal. So that being said, if you want to pick this up, if you want to get the 4K, that's fine. But if you want to save a few bucks, I think you'll be okay getting a Blu-ray because that Atmos track is pretty damn good. Next up, we've got ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. This is an old school band, another one I kind of grew up with. I really like their old music. And this is actually recorded at Wembley Stadium, and I forget when this was done. 1978. This is freaking old. And it shows it too. This is very, very dated. And plus the audio is only in stereo mode. And as much as I like their music, I didn't watch this all the way through. It was just too bad as far as the production quality of it. And just, sounding dated. I couldn't do it. But anyways, I mean, if you love them, I mean, so there you have it, ELO Out of the Blue. But then you turn around, we have another ELO concert, Zoom. I did watch this beginning and end. This is phenomenal. Every single track, I loved it. This is one of those early bands, they did incorporate orchestral music back then. And audio here, they got 3 audio tracks. They have a stereo track, Dolby Digital 5.1, and a DTS 5.1. Again, DVD, watch the DTS. If you want that surround mix, DTS is going to freaking blow your mind. And this is phenomenal. This is a great stage show as well. Only wish, if they had a Blu-ray, I would upgrade because it needs it. As the video is not the greatest, but it's a damn good show to begin with. So if you like classic rock music, give this one, check this out. Next up, we've got Alice Cooper, Brutally Live. I think this is for the Brutal Planet tour. Very good show. I really like this because I'm a big fan of Alice Cooper. The video is decent. Audio, very good. It's got both Dolby Digital and DTS. So, again, DTS track all the way. This is not available any other way. So, if you like Alice Cooper, definitely check this out. Now, next up, we've got another Alice Cooper. Live at Montreux, which was a festival in Switzerland. This was recorded 2005. And you can see here, it's an HD DVD. It is available on Blu-ray, so if you want to get this, definitely, get the Blu-ray. And also, this is probably one of the best video presentations I've ever seen. I mean, you could put this up against a high-end 4K video out there. Because they recorded this concert in high definition. So it's a perfect transfer to go in the high def on Blu-ray and HD DVD. This thing looks you cannot get this to look any better. The colors are rich, all the details, the grit to it. This thing looks phenomenal. So this is the best video presentation of a concert that you can get that I'm aware of. Again, great set list as well. Great show. I highly recommend getting this, get the Blu-ray of it. But yeah, Alice Cooper Live at Montreux. Check it out. Next up, we've got another classic, Styx, Return to Paradise. I have to admit, I watched this when I first got it. I haven't watched it since. I forgot how damn good their music really is. I mean, I love this from beginning to end. I don't think there was a dull track on here. I really love this. So I'm so glad to still have this. Great show. So if you like, the classic rock, definitely, get this because this is the only way to watch this is on DVD. You got to pick this up and watch it. With that being said, even though this is only on DVD, I did find some other concerts available, so I would like to pick up a couple more of theirs. So if you like Styx, definitely check some others out as well. Next up it's another one of those. I'm wondering what was I thinking? Must have been the horny side of me, but we got Britney Spears live from Las Vegas. Back in the day, yeah, she was pretty damn hot. She's got some pretty hot dancers in this. Massive stage show. If you want a massive spectacle on stage, this is it. But you have to like her music. I don't. I mean, I like some of the stuff, but not enough to watch this from beginning to end. I think I watched 2, maybe 3 tracks of this. And of course, she lip syncs. She's got the mic, the headset, and you cannot sound that good the way you're running around. You know when you're listening to it, it's not her. So she is lip syncing the entire time. So if you're a fan of Britney Spears, give it a whirl. Other than that, no, I will get rid of this. I am not watching this. I am not watching this again. I do not want this taking up space on my shelf, so it's going bye-bye. If you want this, let me know. And gladly, I'll give it to you. Next up, we've got Iron Maiden, Death on the Road. This is a big, it's a Digipack set. And I started watching it. It's another metal band I was never a big fan of. I can just take it in small doses. I like some of their music. I think I've got one of their CDs, I want to say Somewhere in Time. I bought it because I love the freaking artwork. I appreciate the artwork, but I'm not a big fan of the music. And I got the concert thinking maybe it'll be good. I liked the cover art here is killer. But I couldn't get into the concert, so it's another one. I will be getting rid of this. If you like Iron Maiden, let me know. I mean, you might like this, but yeah, I'm not going to watch this again. Next one is another one of those I regret. Sheryl Crow, Rockin' the Globe Live. It's another one. I like some of her music, but to sit down and watch a concert, I can't do it. I started it, and I was like, nah. I popped it out. Can't. So this is another one I will get rid of. Again, only on DVD. Crappy snapper case from Warner Brothers. Next up, we've got Whitesnake, Live in the Still of the Night. Another band I grew up with. I freaking loved Whitesnake. The concert here is good. I did watch it all the way through. But it was like, for me, it was just like, it was okay. It's nothing to write home about. It was a decent show. But one of the things I didn't like about the concert was they try to give an artistic look by every once in a while the cuts would make it, they'd go black and white, make it look staticky or, all specs and everything. I'm like, what the fuck are they trying to do? I mean, they're ruining it. All to give it an artistic look. It just didn't work. But if you like Whitesnake, definitely, it is a good concert. Definitely check it out. It's worth getting. Now, next up, we've got DL. It is a metal band I do like. I like most of his stuff. Ronnie James Dio. Definitely lost him long before his time because he did some good stuff. I love his music. This is a great concert. Again, it's got 3 audio tracks. You got stereo, Dolby Digital 5.1, and DTS 5.1. So it's again DVD, go DTS. But the downside of this, watching this, as much as I like the concert, I love the music, this has got to be one of the worst DVDs I have ever seen. It looks like they had a crappy old VHS home camcorders recording this thing, and they slapped at the VHS without any manipulation because this looks like total shit. But I won't get rid of it because I like the concert. I just have to put up with it. But yeah, great concert. Just, if you get this, just keep that in mind. But yeah, Dio, Evil or Divine, great concert here. Next up, we've got Judas Priest, live in London. Another metal band I really enjoy. Sometimes you might consider them not so much metal, a little bit of hard rock. They got some metal influences, but not pure heavy metal, I would say. But it's another, a band I really like. I like a majority of their stuff. Now, this concert is promoting their Demolition tour, so it does not have Rob Halford, because he had left the band, and they brought in a new lead singer. His name is call him Ripper Owens, and you got to remember, Rob Halford had a distinct voice, and he hit those notes that not many singers can hit. And that is it's a singer you cannot replace. But Ripper comes along. That's how he got his name. That's how he got the name Ripper, because he could produce that sound that Rob Halford could do. Which, to go off topic, because of that, They actually did a movie called Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg. Even though it doesn't say true story, it's based on true story of Ripper because it follows, because Ripper did play in a Judas Priest tribute band. That's how that's how they learned about him and brought him in for an audition. So the movie Rockstar, apparently when they wanted to make the movie, Judas Priest wanted total control over it. And the studios were not willing to do that. They said no. Because it probably could have been a documentary or done something different. It probably wouldn't have been done right. So as much as I like Judas Priest, I'm glad that the studios said, no, we're going to do our own thing. So they just took the idea of a singer of a tribute band becoming the lead singer of that band. And everything else just, they built around that. So yeah, the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg was based on this, Ripper Owens becoming the lead singer of Judas Priest. But if you like Judas Priest, I highly recommend getting this. This is great. Unfortunately, this is only on DVD. Cannot get this on Blu-ray. But yeah, I would recommend getting this. This is a really good show. Now, the last one we're going to talk about. This is a long video. I'm sorry because we have covered so much, for the movies and then so many concerts. So we're going to wrap it up here. Rammstein, Live in Berlin. This is another one of the kind of like an industrial metal band. It's all German, but it's just something about their music. Even though I don't know a word of German, I love all of their music, and I freaking love this concert. I jammed to this. Every time I put this in, I'm like, the whole show, I'm like, this is fucking good. I love this. This kicks ass. It just goes and goes. And it's not till the final track that's kind of a little bit of melodramatic, a little slower, has some heavy tones to it. But yeah, I love Rammstein. And plus there's a scene at the end where, a lot of times you see in concerts where people body surf out in a crowd. Well, here they do something different. The guy, for the keyboardist, he gives him this inflatable raft. And he gets out and goes out inside the entire freaking arena in a raft, surfing along the crowd, and he ends up back on stage. Freaking crazy. But if you like something different, if you like some different metal type, try out Rammstein. Give them a whirl. I really like this. This is only on DVD, but they do have a couple concerts on Blu-ray. I need to pick up and see how they are. So that wraps up my concert theme month. Rammstein, Live in Berlin. Great. Sorry this has been a long video, but like I said, with the movies, I did 18 movies and then plus 34 concerts I went through, to talk about. So that is a lot of material. So I apologize for, being a little bit long-winded, but I just want to, show you everything I watched this past month. So going forward, I think I am not going to do a theme for the month of May. I thought about it. I got some other themes in mind. I thought about doing do a blind buy theme where, last year I did a month of first time watches. So I'm thinking about doing that again, but just call them blind buys because that's basically what they are, that I bought without knowing anything about them. Also, I plan on doing some animated movies. But so I'm just going to take off May. I'm going to jump back in. I've been watching some Stargates. So I'm going to get back into finishing those off. And then also Supernatural. I've talked about this in the past. It's a TV show that I got into and I took a break from. And I just haven't got back into it. So I need to, I got to strive. I need to get back into it during the month of May. So hopefully the month of May, I will finish off my Stargate and my Supernatural series. And hopefully get some movies thrown in for you. I do definitely want to get some more reviews back up for you. like I said in the past, I'm doing my channel. I'm just doing this stuff at my own pace. I don't want to feel obligated where I have to throw something up there every single day. I mean, I have so much respect for those guys out there that have these channels that, have them monetized, so they have so much content they can put out. I just can't do it. So if you like my content, please be patient. I can be very lazy. I got the ideas in my freaking head, and I just struggling to get it done and out there. So yeah, just again, keep your eyes peeled. Check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we'll see you soon. Because after this, I'm doing my top 10 concerts of all of them I just watched. So see what my favorites are if you like music. So we'll see you then. Geek out.